Expressionism, I think, is the style of painting. Anyway, then there's the drawing tips one, which maybe I'll use it. I don't really know yet. Again, there's a color wheel. Tells you about creating different colors. Effects. Value and markup making, which I don't really... Oh, okay, this is the different types of... Right here, this is the different types of pencils. So you know how everybody says like a number 2 pencil? So there's like 2B, 2H, there's different kinds. I think that's what that means. Yeah, I think so. There's shading effects. Drawing still life flowers. Okay, so then there's another little instruction on how to draw flowers. There's probably a picture in the back yet. I'm not very good at drawing. I'm okay in it. But I've recently, since I started painting, discovered that I'm really good at painting. I'm not sure how that works. I can't really draw, but I can paint. I'm afraid of sounds being too loud because of how loud it sounds to my own ears. And my camera picks up sounds really loud. Maybe if I just tap with my fingers. So, I got this nice little
Paige, I'll be back.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
You don't sound happy.
I'm fine.
Sorry.
Told ya. Sorry. Carefully clip these so it's not too loud. So this is the sharpener. Teeny tiny sharpener. These things scare me because the blade is really sharp. I can't get it back in. There we go. There's a pencil. This is an HB, which I don't fully know what the differences are. I don't know if this is one of the softer ones or not. There we go. And lastly, there is a little, I think it's called a palette, or I think it's called a mixing tray, but I think they labeled it as a palette. So I think this is for watercolors. So you put a little bit of water and a little bit of the watercolor paints here, then you mix it, and that's how you use it. I'm actually gonna leave this out because I'm probably gonna be using it. So yes, I did pull this out because I wanted to paint for you guys a little bit. So, let's see what colors we have. They all have different colors, or color names. So, okay, so some of them have different names according to what kind of paint they are. So, the watercolors have some different names from the acrylics. So, for the watercolors, there's Chinese white, lemon yellow, yellow ochre. So a lot of these are similar names to like the Bob Ross paint covers. Vermilion, which I thought Vermilion had 2 L's, but this only has 1. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm sorry, some of these sounds are really loud. Ultramarine blue. Maybe I'll stop taking them out of the things. Cobalt blue. Viridian. I'm sorry, I'm immature and this name makes me laugh. Hookers. squeezed it a little bit too much. Let's go over here. And I'm going to be silly and I'm going to paint the sun. Whoops, I guess I had a little bit of blue in my brush. It's kind of showing up green. You probably can't even see this color on the camera. Use a little yellow ochre. Maybe I won't squirt this everywhere now. This one doesn't want to pop, which means I'm probably going to get it everywhere. Here we go. Oh, yellow ochre's a little different than I thought. It's kind of brownish. I wasn't really expecting that. Okay, I'll mix them. Get a little yellow, a little lemon yellow, a little yellow ochre, maybe a little bit of vermilion. Little tiny, teensy bit of vermilion, because it's kind of orangey. A little more yellow. Still kind of brown, but I'll use it for my sun rays. So I know that the painting that I'm doing right now doesn't seem like I have any real painting talent, but I didn't want to do anything too serious because I couldn't commit a lot of time to it. So I'm kind of just like playing around and testing out like all my new paints and stuff. I actually kind of really like this color that I made. It's a nice light orange. I'm not a huge fan of the color orange. My favorite colors are black, red, gray, purple, and very specifically cobalt blue. I don't like all blue, just cobalt. I developed a recent obsession with it. Let's mess around with a little bit of Viridian. Kind of sounds like Meridian. ASMR. The watercolors don't really like to stick to the palette, the mixing tray. Let's see what green looks like. Maybe I have too much water. So one of my favorite movies, and we watch it every year, as a tradition on the drive home from my cousin Billy has a Christmas Eve party every year. We watch Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas in like a little portable DVD player kind of thing. And one of our favorite scenes, one of pretty much everybody in the family's favorite scene and favorite song, is the song Stories. And in that she's writing him a book. She's writing the Beast a book. And she does all these little swirls and stuff, and she's illustrating. And I always like that scene. there's a scene where the Beast is kind of standing out in like a field sort of thing. He's got his cloak on him, and she has like a feather quill. She touches a feather quill to the paper and the cloak starts moving in the wind. I always liked that because she was kind of like animating everything like right there. It was really cool. Beauty and the Beast is my favorite. For a long time it was my favorite Disney movie ever. And then Tangled came out and that really, really fought for first place. But I still really like Beauty and the Beast. And I really like Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas. My favorite movies to watch during Christmas are Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas, Anastasia, and Holiday in Handcuffs. Holiday in Handcuffs is an ABC Family movie, and it's got Melissa Joan Hart, who's Sabrina the Teenage Witch. It's got her and Mario Lopez, and she kidnaps Mario Lopez and makes him pretend to be her boyfriend for Christmas dinner because her real boyfriend bailed on her. And it's just, oh, I'm sorry, that was loud. It's a very fun, funny movie. Let's try some Hooker's Green. I don't know why they would call it that. Watch, I'm gonna be like pronouncing it wrong this whole time and it's like Hooker or something. This is one of the acrylic paints that I just opened. I just wanted to see the difference. Man, that's a lot of paint on the top there. I'm gonna get that off. I kind of went from whispering to like softly speaking, so I'm sorry about that. Oh yeah, this acrylic paint is way thicker. You can see right away that it applies like super smooth. Acrylic paint is my favorite medium. I actually really like this color. It's kind of like a denser, more yellow-green, whereas the other one's more leaning on the blue side. Trying to draw an apple. You need so little acrylic paint to go a long way. And you can just kind of keep spreading it until you get it all the full way filled. Acrylic paint is not very good on this kind of paper. Even the watercolors probably are. Oh, you know what? It's not seeping through, which is surprising, but they're generally much better on canvas. I went and bought canvas today, but I need it for tomorrow because I'm going over to my best friend Lexi's house and we're gonna paint, and she's probably gonna sculpt. She sculpts with foam. She's going to school for art. And so soon I sort of will be too. I'll be going for my esthetician's license. So I'm gonna be a makeup artist. I just want a little bit. There, I made an apple. It's kind of a lumpy apple. I wanted this to be a fairly long video because I don't have a whole lot of them. A lot of mine tend to be around 15 to 30 minutes. And since this is kind of more of a sound and a visually oriented rather than a role play, and I don't have to keep like making stuff up as I go, I thought it would be fairly easy to keep going. Okay. I think I'm going to switch to trying out some of the pastels, because I haven't used oil pastels in a really long time. I'm afraid these are going to be loud too, though, to get out. No, that wasn't loud at all. So you're not really going to be able to see anything, but I just want to... Okay. These are, sadly, not very good quality oil pastels. They're kind of more like crayons. They're very waxy and not very smooth. I don't know how much I'm going to want to play with those now, because they're not what I was expecting. Well, that's not true. I wasn't expecting them to be that great, but I could sketch a little bit. I'm just going to move the tray. I'm going to slide this down. I don't know if you guys can see very well. The only thing that I've ever been very good at drawing are eyes, because for some reason I always thought that was like the hardest thing to draw. So for years and years and years and years and years, I just continually practiced drawing eyes and like eye expressions. I used to draw a lot of anime style eyes, but now I like to make my eyes look as real as possible. So generally, pretty much, you can tell when I'm not paying attention in class, because I'll be drawing eyes all over all of my artwork, all over my work, because I just stopped paying attention and stopped caring. I like to do really big highlights, because I like the eyes to look really sparkly and shiny. Sometimes I like to experiment with different shapes for the highlights. So I filmed another video yesterday. Some of you know, and some of you have probably seen, I like to do poetry. I like to perform it at open mic nights. And when I go, I have a little book that I bring with me, that I write all of my poetry in. I write everything on my computer, but so that I'm not reading off of a screen or trying to recite directly from memory, because a lot of the time when I go to open mic nights, it's immediately after I've written the poetry, so I haven't memorized it yet. So I bring it with me and read it from my little book. So I did a video yesterday that I'm going to be uploading soon, probably before this one, so it'll already be out. First of me writing down the 2 new poems that I wrote, which are called The 500 Senses and Afraid of the Dark. And then I did a video of me just whispering, reading some of my poetry. I always like to put an eyebrow too. This is a very soft, light pencil. It's not very dark, so you might not be able to fully see what I just drew. This is very nice for hair though, this pencil. It's very light and soft, and it's easy to make fine lines. I'm gonna put green in it. Just gonna paint the iris, which, for those of you that don't know, there's something called heterochromia, which is, I'm sure you've seen it before, but you might not know what it's called. It's when people's eyes are two different colors. A lot of people think that David Bowie has heterochromia because he's got one blue eye and then it looks like the other one's like dark, like black or something. But it's actually just, I forget the full story, but when David Bowie was really young, he got hit in the face and one of his eyes is now permanently dilated. But anyway, the point I was going to make before I started rambling about David Bowie was that some of you may not know that I have a form of heterochromia called central heterochromia. So my eyes are green, and then towards the pupil they're brown. They're kind of like a goldish brown color. It's the most common form of heterochromia. There's also, I think it's called either partial or sectional heterochromia, and it's when a section of your eye is a different color than the rest. My friend Kyle has blue eyes, dark blue eyes, and then he's got sections of his eye that are dark brown. So it's really cool looking. But I've always loved my eyes. That's always been my favorite feature. Just because they're a little unique, they're a little different. Green eyes are apparently the most rare, aside from gray and purple, which are usually not actually an eye color. They are a variation of blue. So if you went to like the DMV to get your license, they would write down blue, or they would write down, sometimes for gray, they would write down hazel or something like that. Whoops, I went a little bit further in than I wanted to. So I'm kind of drawing my eye right now. I'm kind of coloring my eye in because I made it green and then I put the brown in the center. And then I have to do the pupil. I'm debating if I want to take out the black paint or not. I think I might just slip into this drawer up here. I have oil pastels of my own that I got before I bought this. I got these for a couple Christmases ago. And you can see they're very beat up. The box is all taped up. I'm not sure if I still have black in here though. Oh, I do. Black is my most used color because it's my favorite color, so I use it for like everything. These are very good quality oil pastels. I don't have anywhere to put them. There we go. Okay. Then you can see it's like so beat up, they're broken. I'm just gonna fill in. Oh, it's so difficult because they're not sharpened. Okay. I'm not gonna torture myself trying to fill that in. So I'll just use the paints. Let me just put this away now. Maybe someday I'll do another video with these oil pastels because they're really nice. And they're very fun. I never use them anymore because I don't usually do oil pastels. Like I said, my favorite medium is acrylics because they're the easiest paints to work with. They're fairly cheap, and there's a lot of different colors, and there's a lot of different places that you can get acrylic paints. While I like the look of watercolors, and one of the tattoos I want to get is a watercolor tattoo, I'm not a huge fan of using watercolor paints. But I knew that I wanted to get this set because it had so many different kinds of things in it, and I knew that I'd find a use for them. This is gonna get messy. No. it just exploded everywhere. I knew the black was going to do it to me. I'm just going to set that down. Finger painting. I'm going to go to my boyfriend's house later all covered in spots. Whoops, I covered up more of that highlight than I wanted to, but that's okay. Wish I had napkins somewhere. Oh wait, there they are. Ouch. Sorry. I've got Christmas napkins. I'm gonna dab off some of this paint. So messy. Screw the cap back on before that does any more damage. And I'm still getting paint everywhere. So every year, my dad, for the past 4 years or so, has done a Secret Santa. And this year, I had all these little canvases. And we had gone to Michael's, and Dad saw a painting that he liked what it said, but he didn't really like the style of it. It was a little country looking, and it just didn't really seem to match our house. So I told him to take a picture of it and that I would just redo it on one of my canvases at home. So while I was making his, I had all these other canvases and he was getting his Santa, Secret Santas all together. And I had the idea that I was going to paint with the 3 remaining canvases some paintings, some Christmas paintings for the Secret Santas. So I did. And what happened was really kind of cool. He wound up dropping one of the Secret Santas, had one of my paintings in them, on a police car. And this was the first year that my dad had ever posted about the Secret Santa on Facebook. Because he never wanted to like show off, he never wanted to make it seem like, oh, look what a good deed I'm doing. So this was the first year that he ever posted about it. So he had a picture of the cop car that he placed the present on. And somebody commented and said that he was saying that he hoped that whoever got the present didn't like freak out and like call bomb squad because like a present sitting on top of a police car, especially because of the whole, well, I won't get into that, but somebody commented and was just like, I can assure you that he did not call the bomb squad. He enjoyed the present very much, and I happen to know that he loves Christmas. And my dad was like astounded. He was like, do you know who this cop is? Because it had the number of the patrol car on it. And she commented, the person who had commented and said, that's my husband. So my dad dropped a Secret Santa on a policeman's car, and it turned out that it was the husband of somebody that he was friends on Facebook with. And with every Secret Santa, my dad puts an email address that he makes up in with the note that he gives them, saying like, email me, like tell me what you do with the gift, kind of stuff like that. And the patrol officer emailed him and sent him a picture of it sitting. He's the only one that emailed this year. The only one. Sent him a picture of it sitting in his patrol car and said that my painting would always stay with him, and it made me very happy. It made my dad very happy too. So that was sort of, that's not why I started painting this year. I was already painting pictures for my 2 cousins. But that's where I really started to realize that I was very good at painting. I'm not going to be able to do these eyelashes very well, but I'm going to just do a couple. They're going to be much thicker than the little lines that I drew using this brush. And this eye looks kind of creepy because it's so thickly outlined in black, and they've got the red in the corners looking so strong. Maybe if I just do short little strokes, it'll kind of look like eyelashes. They look like very feathery, thick eyelashes. This doesn't look very good. Put the crease in. There's a little crease. I didn't clean the black off my brush. I kind of wanted it dark. And I don't feel like opening another paint, so I'm just gonna do, let's just pretend that they have blue hair. We're gonna do blue eyebrows. This doesn't work with the watercolors. Okay, so there's the blue eyebrow. It looks kind of angry, at least from where it is on the camera. So that's my best attempt at drawing, is just doing an eye. There's really not much else I can draw. I can't really draw like hands. I can't draw people's bodies very well. My proportions are always off when I try. But that's about it for what I can do, what I can show you. I'm not going to mess around with the soft pastels or the oil pastels any more than I have. So that was just my little kind of painting experiment, just to see like what my new kit was like. So I hope you liked this video, and if you did, please subscribe and comment and like and all that fun stuff. If you have any suggestions for anything I can do with the paints in the future, any of this stuff, or any more painting kind of stuff, then just let me know. If you want me to go through these little booklets in any more detail than I did, because I just kind of flipped through them, you can tell me that. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and bye!